Welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Today we're talking about Bread and Fred. Bread and Fred is a co-op game. I mean, it's mostly co-op. It's definitely the mode that the game tries to push the most. But it can be played in single-player mode as well. But basically, in multiplayer mode, you and a friend or family member play as two penguins, Bread and Fred, where your objective throughout the game is to climb up a 500-meter tall mountain and use each other's body weight as swings to be able to get to higher elevations. Now, I've mentioned in the past that me and my mother play video games together on occasion, at least once a week at this point, and basically, for the most part, I've felt no need to talk about the games that we've played together, or if I've talked about a game that we've played together, I talked about it because I played it on my own first. So, Bread and Fred. Me and my mom initially started playing the game several months back on my Steam Deck, but that had a few connectivity issues that didn't work out too well. So now we're playing on Nintendo Switch. Bread and Fred does have a few accessibility features to talk about. There is the option to pull each other in with a rope. There is the option to increase grip strength, so that way you've got longer to the other person has longer to swing, you have longer to hold on to a ledge, which figure out what you got to do. There's also the checkpoint option that allows you to, if you have fallen after a jump and have gone down the mountain, you can call in a bird guy to save you and bring you back up to your checkpoint where it was last placed. And then there's also the infinite jumps option as well, where if it's like, if all the jumps are just too hard for you, they still want you to enjoy the climb up of the mountain, so you can just jump infinitely and fly around the map. Throughout me and my mother's playtime so far of playing Bread and Fred, we are not even nearly close to beating it. We're getting closer to halfway, but we still haven't even reached 200 meters. In our time playing it, we've used only a few of the accessibility features. We've used checkpoints because, let's be frank, it would be awful to have to get back up all the time, especially with how much we fall. Then we also do make use of pulling each other up on the rope, because sometimes there are times when my mom just walks off a ledge and I need to pull her up. Then there have been a few jumps where we were just stumped for so long that we're like, you know what? We can understand the concepts. Let's just turn on the infinite jumps for a little bit and get past this. And yeah, that's all the accessibility features that we use, but because Bread and Fred does have a single player mode, we will also be showing off me playing a bit of single player to show off other aspects of the game. Single player is quite a bit harder in a lot of ways, because in single player, it's not like you're just one penguin climbing up the same mountain. No, you've got a rock that's attached to your rope now. So in order to move around, you have to pick up your rock, throw your rock. Your rock can stick to walls as long as it has a good enough velocity to it. And certain wall types the rock just can't stick to. And yeah, that's Bread and Fred. It's a very challenging but very fun game. There have been times after play sessions where me and my mom look at each other like, dude, we just did that? So yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing Bread and Fred with my mom, and I look forward to beating the game with her at some point, because we've got a long list of other games to play, and I'm sure a few others that we'll cover on the channel at some point. But with talking about Bread and Fred out of the way, next we'll talk about Dungeons of Hinderburg, a bizarre game that follows a woman named Alicia, where she's normally a person that works in a law firm, but there's this Austrian town that has had 25 dungeons and monsters appear throughout its hillsides. And she decides, I need a break from working at this law firm. I need to escape the rut my life is in. So she goes off and decides to book a month-long vacation to explore these 25 dungeons and try to find herself. It has a few accessibility settings, but the game is just a lot of fun. It is so addicting, and I'm excited to talk about it. See you guys then.